All right, so we're here in a restaurant in Old Town Tallinn, and I'm here with Toni Jalonen, who is the vice secretary,
Vice chairman.
vice chairman for the youth wing of the True Finn Party.
Yeah.
Right. And we were both speakers at the Ethnofuture conference yesterday. And you've had some interesting experiences after that. I think we're going to get into that in a moment, but let's just lay the foundation. What is the True Finns Party?
The True Finns Party, the name is actually, that's the old title, it's the Finns Party now.
Okay.
The Finns Party is in the polls, the largest party, is the National Party, a populist party, kind of in the center-right. I'm the vice chairman of the youth wing for second year now, and we are anti-immigration, pro-independence, anti-EU, anti-Euro party, kind of like the Sweden Democrats, EKRE, same style.
Right. And what are some of the challenges how is the immigration problem in Finland, for example? Is it as bad as Sweden?
No, not yet. But,
not yet.
Yeah, but I fear that it will soon be, because Finland always, historically, Finland always does what Sweden is doing, but a few years later.
Right.
We as Finns look. If we have a decision to make, what has Sweden done, and we'll do the same. And Sweden has made lots of problems in the immigration policy, and Finland is doing the same mistakes as Sweden did. But it was bad in 2015, 2016, but then it kind of cooled down with the new refugees coming. It's still bad. Grooming gangs are a new thing.
Yeah.
In the city of Oulu, there was a big grooming gang.
Yeah, we actually did an interview in Riga with Jonas Lokka.
Yes. Yeah, and that's a new thing. Rapes are a big thing, and decapitations are a whole new type of crime.
What was that? Can you just elaborate on that?
In my home city, there was a woman who worked for a church, and she helped the refugees and hiding them and giving them jobs. And one of them went into her home and cut off her head and set the house on fire.
Really?
Yeah. And
is this the young girl that has been on the media?
No, not the younger. This was an older woman. The younger girl was a few years back. She broke up with, I think he was from Iraq. His boyfriend. She broke up with her, and the guy raped her and then took her to a countryside and burned her alive in a barn.
Yeah.
And that was also in my hometown.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because there's this famous photo of a girl posing like gym photos, and she supports immigration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the new one.
That's a new one. Huh?
Yeah. Another decapitation.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it this year?
It was this year, just a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one. That's the sad part. When you hear about these things in the news, it's not really shocking anymore. It's just another one. How sad, but it's not like horrible. You get used to it, and that's the worst part.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a whole new kind of crime. Finns have not traditionally decapitated women or burned them alive or anything like that. So.
Yeah, and what is the relation between the mother party and the youth wing? How does that relation look? Are you cooperating? Are there tensions?
We are cooperating. We are our offices are on the same building. And there's like 20 meters from the office of the youth wing to the office of the party chairman. So the connection is there, but the Finns Party Youth has had shift to the more ethno-nationalist ideology and made some statements that the mother party didn't like, and there has been some, tensions, especially the tweet I made, which cost ministry funds.
What was that? What was that tweet?
It was the one where I basically tweeted on the Finns Party Youth account that basically Finland should not look like Africa.
Right.
And it was a whole.
And that was controversial?
Yeah, whole big thing. You know, the left attacked viciously, and of course the Ministry of Culture is under leftist control.
Yeah.
And they took away our funding of 150,000, and well, the party supported us in that, but they were not happy about it.
Right.
But
the party took away your funding?
No, the ministry. We get funding from the party and the Ministry of Culture.
So the Ministry of Culture can defund a party if they don't like their policies.
Yes, I think they haven't done it to a party, but youth groups and other groups. If they, if you
it's
don't,
democracy.
Yeah, and one of the reasons was we oppose multiculturalism, and it's in the what was it like the youth law or something like that, a law for youth organizations that you must support multiculturalism and human rights, and they thought Finnish Party Youth don't apply, and they cancel the funding, and they collect already paid amounts back. 150,000.
Right.
But now for this year we applied for more, and they gave us 91,000 for this year. But after the speech I made, which caused some ruckus, they are now considering if they're going to take it back.
So let's get into the speech. So we were both you and I were speakers at the Ethno Future conference yesterday in Tallinn, organized by the Blue Awakening, which is like the youth metapolitical wing of the ECRE party, which is now in shared government position and in the parliament. So obviously there are big differences between Scandinavia and Estonia, for example. How big is the Finns party?
The Finns party is, you mean in the polls or?
How many percent? I mean, how big support does it have?
What was it, like 26%? 24, 25, something like that. The last polls. But it's ahead like a lot, like 5 or 6 or 7 points, 10 points maybe even ahead of the next one, which is the National Coalition Party.
All right.
But it's a big we're a lot of ahead. I would say, and mainly because our coalition at the moment, coalition parties, they are all the Social Democrats, the leftists, the Green Party, the Swedish Party, and the Center Party, which is just happy to be there. They don't care. And also the heads of those parties, all of them are women under 35, except for the Swedish Party. Yeah, and the Prime Minister is a woman of 33 years old, and it's the big feminist thing, young woman as Prime Minister, and I think it's a reaction to that coalition that we are big in the polls at the moment. We are the counter effect to them.
And for example, in Sweden there is this thing called Decemberöverenskommelsen, the December Agreement, where all the other parties united, left and right, and just threw all their differences aside just to keep the Sweden Democrats out of power. Do all the other parties cooperate in Finland to keep you guys out of influence?
Well, it was in 2017 when the party leadership changed from Timo Soini, who was one of the founders, to Jussi Halla-aho. And then all the other parties was, Halla-aho is too racist, and we must do like they do in Sweden. We must, but it hasn't been that bad.
Right.
They do cooperate, and we are now in the opposition, although we are the largest party in the polls. We are the opposition.
You're the largest party in Finland in the polls now.
In the polls, but we are in the opposition.
Yeah.
And we are the other other big party in the opposition is the National Coalition Party, and they were among the parties that kicked us out of the coalition in 2017 with other parties, and now they are warming up to us. Let's cooperate. Let's form a coalition in the future like that.
They have to adapt to reality.
Yeah, but so.
Did my beer come?
Yeah, but it's not as bad as in Sweden, but the leftists and the Greens and the Social Democrats, they don't like us at all. They have made statements that they will never be in the coalition with us.
Right. So let's just get into your speech. Yeah. Tell me about your speech yesterday. What was it about?
My speech was about the thing I'm the foremost expert in, which is myself, my career, my awakening to the nationalism and stuff like this, and then some things I have learned in these 3 years I've been in the movement.
Yeah.
Concerning.
So when did you start as a nationalist?
I joined the Finnish party in 2016, December of 2016. So I've been active for 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, and in this time I have worked in, in the municipal elections and in the youth wing in Suomen Sisu, which is a nationalist organization.
Yeah.
A separate, like an NGO, and I've seen all kinds of groups and methods, and in my speech I talk about my opinion of what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And the thing that caused the most noise back in Finland was when I described when I started I was like a MAGA-style nationalist and anti fake refugee type nationalist, but now I consider myself to be an ethno-nationalist, a traditionalist and a fascist. Right. And the fascist part caused a big ruckus. Oh, he's openly a fascist. Yeah. And it's funny, if I had said some people call me fascist, it would be okay, but I openly said I consider myself to be a fascist. And the left attacked us viciously, the media attacked us viciously, and my phone has been ringing all day. My party secretary said I will be kicked out of the party. Yes, we will kick him out. And
so if you're being honest with me, did you do it to get a reaction from your party?
Partly.
Provoke a bit, yeah.
Partly, because my whole speech was kind of provocative. I used provocative words. Yeah. Some of it was about that, and there's some history with me and the party. The party hasn't quite liked me because I'm quite radical. Yeah. And, but they have never had a good reason to kick me out, a clear reason. So I partly decided that, well, if they want to kick me out, this can be a good reason for them if they want to kick me out. So the tension will go away. So that was a part of it, and I'm quite a provocateur. I've always been. My influences in politics were Donald Trump, who hasn't shied away from provocation. And Milo was a big thing when I started. Richard Spencer, all these provocateurs. So that's kind of my style. So.
So you say the main party, they don't like you. They want to get rid of you. They find you annoying or something. Yeah. They're like, you're a bit too edgy for them.
Yeah, they fear that whenever I tweet or whenever I do something, get seen in the company of some bad guys, hardline nationalists, it will affect the polls negatively. And it's funny. There has been. Lots of accusations from the party, not the leadership, but the party actives, that the youth wing is in itself, a disadvantage in polls. But it's funny, if you look at the numbers, the polls have been, the percentage has been growing. So we're going to see the damage that the youth wing has done. It can be seen at the polls, so I think it's partly in their minds. afraid of young radicals and new ideas. They want to be. They are more conservative, and the active members of the youth wing are more, revolutionary types, radical types.
And isn't that a typical role of youth wings in a party, to be more ideological, to be more radical, and to push the mother party to be more ideological, and the mother party is more, comfortable, established, and they have to be pushed.
Yeah.
So how has your support been in the youth wing? Are they happy?
My personal support.
I mean, you said that the mother party doesn't like you; they want to get rid of you.
Yeah.
What about the youth wing? Do they like you? Do they support you?
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to measure, but if you look at the meeting we had in fall where we chose your new leaders, I got over half of the votes. There was 2 candidates, and I got, even after the tweet that cost us the money, and it was all blamed on me personally, but even after that, the majority of the the conference they voted for me. So I guess I have some support. They could have easily not elected me, but and partly I think because I'm an affable guy, I'm a nice guy, so people have not attacked me in the Finns party youth quite as much as they would some difficult personalities. They don't want to attack me because I'm nice, but after this fascism speech, even they have disavowed me. And
what is your background? What did you do before you became involved in politics? I think you mentioned in your speech something about art.
Yeah, I was in the big in the artistic scene, the amateur filmmaker scene, for example, and there's a film magazine in Finland called Filmihullu, and I knew some of the staff there, and it was kind of like this cinephile kind of thing, if you know, film buffs, kind of these circles, and I was involved in some filmmaking and film clubs, stuff like that, and of course they were all left-leaning, of course, the culture people, and some of them were full-on communists. And I said in the speech that I was vaguely the same. I didn't care about politics, but my friend said that communism, this is good. I was like, why not? But when I joined the Finns party, all those friends disappeared. They don't want anything to do with me.
Is it rolling? Yeah. So, what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think, can they throw you out, and will they throw you out of the party?
I guess they can. If they, it's in the rules that one basis for kicking someone out is damage caused to the party, and if they decide that declaring myself as fascist has caused damage to the party, they can kick me out. I think by the rules. But another thing is it morally okay? Is it is it equal treatment? Which I would like to be treated equally to everyone else. There's been there's people convicted of crimes in the party. They haven't been kicked out. People write, and even members of parliament write on Facebook, about violent things, revolutions. We need a revolution in Finland. Nothing. But I say I'm a fascist. Everybody loses their minds. But
so what do you feel about it? I mean,
I think they will kick me out.
And is it? I mean, obviously you were aware of the risks.
Yes, I was.
So it's worth it.
No, I did it anyway, and I don't regret it. I won't apologize for it.
No.
I said what I said, and we'll see how the dice roll.
And so the last question is, what message would you like to send to the party? I mean, if you like, give them something to think about, what would that be about this whole thing?
Perhaps about the equal treatment and put things into perspective. Was this really that big a thing? And is there what's the amount of ideological freedom you can have inside the party. There are some liberals who want, for example, the Finnish Party youth to attend the Pride parades.
Right.
That's okay, not a problem. For those people are not, a danger to the Poles. But
Yeah.
if there are people like that, and then I have gone to the other direction entirely. That's the problem. Being too conservative, too radical, right winger.
Yeah.
That's bad. But you can be an almost a Green Party member, but vaguely anti-immigrant. That's okay. You can stay in the party. So,
Right.
So the party can always go more liberal, but never more radical, conservative,
Exactly.
right wing.
You always have to
one-way
adapt to
street.
the enemy, never the other way.
Yeah.
And I think when people get involved in politics, most people at least, the people who are not just careerists, they start out with some sort of idealism and with some sort of ideas about their ideology, what they want to achieve, and then they become complacent and just pragmatic. So I think they need people like you to push the envelope and force them to be ideological, because otherwise there's no point in having a party if there isn't an ideological core.
Yeah, I think the role of the youth wing is to be kind of like a watchdog for the party, so that they won't get too, comfortable and adaptable. The youth wing should always say like, hey, don't compromise on this. This is important. You need to be more, tight on some issues and apparently it seems that that's not what the party wants. They want to be comfortable, they want to be safe with the polls and everything.
Yeah, I want to stay in the comfort zone.
Yeah. They don't want any risks, and of course young people with radical new ideas, they are a risk. You never know how it's going to end, and especially in the right-wing radical style politics, it's more about the long run, changing the whole metapolitics kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the party mainly cares about the next 4 years, between elections.
Yeah.
What can we do in the next 4 years, and will we get in the next elections lots of votes?
Yeah.
They don't care about what happens in. I won't say they don't care, but it's not the priority of what happens in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. They don't think like that. And if something doesn't get support now, that it won't get in the future.
Right.
When the things get more severe. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, I think that wraps it up, because we have to get going. We're going to do the torch march in like half an hour.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you for doing the interview.
Oh, thank you.
And well done.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay.